This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. Hundreds of thousands of people have fled their homes to escape conflict in Ukraine, leaving jobs, belongings and loved ones behind. They need shelter, food and water. You can help. To donate online, search DEC or text radio to 70150 to give £10. Thank you.
Streaming 24/7, this is Brum Radio.
Thank you for downloading this Brum Radio podcast. For more podcasts, visit brumradio.com.
I'm Dave Massey. I'm joined on the telephone by Dada Masilo, who is dancer and choreographer of The Sacrifice, which is in Birmingham from 28th and 29th of March at Birmingham Hippodrome. Good afternoon, Dada. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm really good. It's a really grey day in Birmingham today.
Yeah, it's a great day here in San Francisco.
And I'm wondering where the sunshine has gone, so I'm hoping that your production will bring sunshine to the Birmingham stage when it comes.
Yes.
How long have you been working on this project for, and when did you first perform it?
So I started working on the project in 2016, but with a small cast, and then I made a 20-minute version using some of the risky score, but because I make my work in building blocks, so I made the 20-minute version and then transitioned to making the full-length work, but I couldn't use the Stravinsky for the full-length work because it's very short. It's about 40 minutes. And I wanted to make a full-length work. So then I had this idea of working with live music. And it's the first time that I'm working with live music. So, and South African musicians, just bringing the whole thing to a South African context. So it's been really challenging for all of us because me as a choreographer, I did not know how to even begin to work with live music. But because we worked collaboratively, we found each other now. So we're gelling really well, and it's very nice to have them on stage and to have the interaction. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Brilliant. And do the performers, are they UK-based performers that are South African in origin, or are they South African performers that you've brought over to the UK?
We're all South African.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to be with a team that understand the background of the subject a little bit more in that way? How does that feel?
I mean, I had to give quite a lot of information to the dancers because quite a lot of them did not know the story of the Rite of Spring. And also I'm deviating a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, I'm referencing, for instance, the first act, which is the adoration of the earth, and then the second being the sacrifice. But what I really wanted to focus on is the journey of the maiden. So to look at the work through her eyes and go, okay, this is what her journey is and how she's been prepared, and it leading up to having the mother sacrifice her, which is very different from what happens in the Rite of Spring. I mean, in the Rite of Spring, maiden dance herself to death. So I thought I wanted to do something a little bit more pure, and it is about grief and it is about healing at the same time. So I needed the mother figure to be the one that does that, hard as it is. You know, I think it had to be done like that for me.
When you've got the team around you and the dancers are around you and you have the audience right in front of you, as the person who is the choreographer and the lead dancer on there, do you have that moment where you say to yourself, "Wow, we're really doing this," or
I do.
is that something that happens?
It's so weird because at the end, after I've been sacrificed, I lie there for about 8 minutes while the singer sings, and I go, I made this. So yeah, there is that moment. It's like, how did I even make it? Because it was a very difficult creative process, this one, because there was COVID in between. So I always say that I feel as if I've made 4 works in a year and a half because of all the lockdown, stop and start, and then my ideas would change. I come back to the studio and I have to start all over again with a new thing. So yeah, I can't even remember how we got to the end. dramatic it was. But I'm really, really, and I think all of us are so relieved that we get to perform this work now, because it feels like it has been in rehearsal for a very long time. But I think we've settled now, and everybody's feeling grounded, and we know what it is that we're doing, and we know, because each person, each individual has their own sort of narrative throughout the work. So I think people are really settling into that. Yeah, it's fun performing it.
What should people that are coming to see this for the first time, maybe, what should they look out for in particular? What would you want their attention to be drawn to specifically, or should they sit there and absorb the whole thing?
Definitely emotion. I think that we're living in a world that is so desensitized that people don't feel anymore. And with the sacrifice, I want people to just feel, and just enjoy the fusion of contemporary dance and Tswana dance, because that is not something that has been done before by any choreographer, really. Just be intrigued and just be interested and find out. And I'm very happy to share with people about the journey and the creative process, because what happened is that I had to learn Tswana dance. I spent 3 months with the teacher, with the Tswana dance teacher, and then when the company came through, we spent a month with the teacher, because none of us really had done Tswana dance before, so it was great. I don't want to give the information to the dancers secondhand, so I got the teacher to come in and teach us, and it was difficult, but we got there. The rhythm is hard.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for this production to come to the Birmingham Hippodrome stage. Do you feel like you've been to Birmingham before yourself? Is that somewhere, a place that you remember having been at all?
This is going to be the second time going to Birmingham. We went, I can't remember, I think it was maybe 2019 or something. I may be mistaken, with Giselle. So we did Giselle the one, so this is the second time. Wow,
that's a big story as well. Giselle is what an exciting story to bring to the Hippodrome in the past as well. I'm really thrilled that this production's going to be coming to Birmingham. So thank you so much for bringing the tour as well. The tour, this production of The Sacrifice is on tour until the 12th of April, and it's at Birmingham Hippodrome on the 28th and the 29th of March. It's great that it's here in the spring, when it is inspired by spring.
That's great. That's fantastic.
What a wonderful thing to do. And I just I always look for the new plants in the spring, and animals waking up in the garden, and all these sorts of sense of renewal and sense of that summer is on its way. So I thank you so much for bringing this as a subject to us in Birmingham.
I think that what is great about it is that there has to be a sacrifice in order for summer or spring to come. And I think that that really warms my heart to know that will be coming at the beginning of spring.
Dada, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us about this today. That's totally wonderful. Thank you. You can find this production online at birminghamhippodrome.com. If you check out the What's On section, look for The Sacrifice, 28th to 29th of March. And those are the details there. Get your tickets for when that comes to Birmingham. Dada, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this Brum Radio podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on your podcast app.